Well, boys, now would be the time to smoke 'em if you got 'em, crack a cold one, and listen to a short story about the newest, oldest shitbox I've ever acquired. Now, some of you may recognize the unit in question from a short I did the other day when I flexed all the flex fuel out of her by giving her a little bit of ATF and the good old seafoam hot soak and just holding her to the mat for a while. I was actually surprised how many people in the comments had never heard of this. I've been using seafoam and ATF to clean up carburetors and make gas engines run better for a long time. Doesn't always work, but it's worth a shot. But after all that was over with, this thing went to running so smooth, the codes for the misfires actually went away. So I drained the oil, took the time to actually cut open the filter, no evidence of metal flake, just dirty, as I'd expect for an oil patch stump jumper such as this. So I threw whatever oil I had back in it on hand. I think it was like 1030 or something. And the mandatory glob of Lucas that everything in my fleet runs on. Attempted a little bit of hillbilly dent repair. Didn't really work out. But after that, it was game on. Now the driver's side front hub is one of the worst ones I've seen. She had race car camber. Enough play to where if you drove this thing, it felt like it was about to leave the chat. Now the locking hub was already a red flag. It would just spin freely. And soon you'll see it just gets worse. There was only half of it there. But to my surprise, the snap ring that holds the hub to the axle wasn't even there. And I'm being told they were driving it like this. 3 out of 4 of the nuts that hold the hub on were missing. One of the entire studs was gone. And the one that was remaining was hand tight. You could just spin the whole thing. So removing that hub was no challenge. It already did the work itself. That poor thing was hanging on for dear life. Now on the passenger side, she did have the snap ring. All 4 of the nuts were holding the hub on still. The hub was so glued to the rotor, I took the whole thing off and slammed it against the ground for a while until it come apart. And then it was time to run up to Napa and pick up some Legos. Normally I do Rock Auto, but today I was in a bind, and it cost me. Napa is proud of their shit these days. As far as the locking hub goes, I went and found a blown up 6.7 where the CP4 had a disco party. Plenty of those laying around. Yanked the hub out of it, threw it on this one. Carrier bearing was another site. Made quick work of that. Fought the hell out of the shaft. Deleted some necessary weight loss. Parked the war wagon in the shop for the night. And then it was time to see if I made a huge mistake buying this thing. Now right off, the dash is lit up like a Christmas tree. But surprisingly, it runs and drives really smooth. And it reminded me there's 2 things I'm not used to. And that's engines without turbochargers and automatic transmissions, slamming into a lower gear every time you hit a little hill. But it did perform really well. A lot better than expected for what I paid for it. And it got me home. So at the end of the day, I think it was a good buy. Don't know what I'll do with it yet. Probably fix a few things and turn it back loose. It definitely needs cab mounts. The front U-joints that go to the axles are about to fall right out of it. There's a few wiring problems, a few sensors it needs. And a block heater on a gas burner. I had never seen that before. You boys from Albertistan are probably laughing at me. But I'll get around to making more videos on it. So till then, peace.